Hey everybody, I'm here today to make a video of myself driving this Honda CR-V in sport mode. Now, I usually drive my 2017 Honda CR-V in regular drive mode, but I really wanted to try out this sport mode, so I figured that I would film it. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the video. I'm going to take the gear selector, bring it down to sport mode, release the emergency brake, and we're ready to start. So without further ado, let's start driving the 2017 Honda CR-V in sport mode. Let's go ahead and get moving, make sure that there's no traffic, and let's go. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas, and right away I do notice that the acceleration is more rapid. It definitely feels like the acceleration is more rapid. It's where it needs to be at, all right? Now, my previous car was a Honda Civic Si, and it had that feeling of that sort of rapid acceleration, and I didn't get a similar feeling with the CR-V, obviously because this is an SUV, and the Civic Si was a totally different car. But right away I noticed that it does feel a little bit sporty, definitely more sporty. It keeps the car in gear. So I'm noticing that it actually keeps the car in gear. Usually, I would feel the gear changes unless I was really giving it a lot of gas with the gas pedal, but it definitely keeps it in gear. Even as if I'm not really giving it a ton of gas, if I'm not pressing the gas pedal down significantly, it keeps it in gear. Even right now, it's staying in gear. I'm revving at about 2,000 RPMs, whereas usually it would be, you know, going into a lower revving mode, all right? So we're gonna continue. Let's just get a little bit more street over here, and then we're gonna go ahead and accelerate a bit more. Definitely feel the acceleration is more rapid. Definitely a huge difference as opposed to the regular drive mode. I honestly didn't think that it would feel very different. I thought it would just feel slightly different, but I feel like the acceleration is easier to access. I mean, if I put it in drive mode, in regular drive mode, I'm just gonna turn around over here. If I put it in regular drive mode and I floored the gas pedal, or I gave it a lot of gas, then I would feel the same amount of acceleration. But what I do feel is that the acceleration is more accessible. So it's not necessarily that the car's faster, it's just I don't have to push the gas pedal down as much to get that acceleration. And because the car feels like it's leaving it in gear, there's a lot of engine braking. When I used to drive my Civic Si and it had a manual transmission, I would leave it in gear and I would feel the engine braking, so I wouldn't have to press my brake pedal down as hard, as often, or as much. But what happens is, you know, when you're driving a totally different type of car like this Honda CR-V, you know, you don't get that same sensation of the engine braking. But now that I'm leaving it, it's being left in gear, I should say, in sport mode, it's a total different feeling. I have to say, it's like an entirely different feeling. It just feels like the acceleration is more rapid and more easily accessible. I didn't notice any difference with the steering, and I don't believe that there's any differences with the steering. I just believe that the acceleration, oh yeah, the acceleration is just more rapid. It's just easier to access the full range of horsepower and torque, and I believe that's because they're leaving it in the maximum potential range. They're not upshifting. The vehicle doesn't feel like it's upshifting to a higher gear where you're going to get lower acceleration and torque and horsepower and so forth. It's leaving it in a lower gear, which gives you quicker, faster access to the acceleration that you want. And obviously, I'm just going to pull over right over here. Obviously, if you're driving it in sport mode, then what's happening is you really, you know, they're assuming that you want that acceleration, that torque, that horsepower at your foot, easy to access. And that's what they've given you, in my opinion. When you're driving this 2017 Honda CR-V in sport mode, you're getting the maximum acceleration and horsepower just at your foot, easy to access at your foot. You basically don't have to floor it in order to get the maximum horsepower and torque. It feels like it's just, you're getting a higher percentage, that's what I should say, of the torque and horsepower with a lower percentage of pressing the gas pedal. In order to get, you know, 80% of the horsepower and torque when it's just in regular drive mode, I would have to press the gas pedal down, we'll say that much. But when you're in sport mode, it just feels like you have to press it down not as much. And that's basically it. I just wanted to film myself driving my 2017 Honda CR-V in sport mode. It definitely feels different with regards to the acceleration. I didn't feel a difference with regards to the braking or the steering, but I did indeed feel a difference with regards to the acceleration, and I just wanted to film it for you in this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.